Hi guys, welcome back to Daily Astrology. Today I'm going to be doing this video for the transit of Saturn, and in the transit Saturn is getting in the retrograde motion from July 13th onwards. Now I promised in the monthly reading for the month of July that I will be recording the transit video for Saturn's retrograde because it's a crucial one, and I wanted to share some perspective with you guys as to how it can be impacting us. Now Saturn, of course, is considered to be a malefic, and thereby when a planet which is retrograded, which is considered to have a very high Cheshtabal, a part that is seen in the Shadbala. Many of you who come to my readings, I share the Shadbala scores as well for each of the planets with you guys. And there you would have noticed that it is a component, it's a part. And depending on the Shadbala score of a planet in your chart, you are able to realize that what sort of an impact, positive or negative, auspicious or inauspicious, can be seen in your life. And thereby, in general considerations, Saturn, which is considered to be a malefic, when he gets retrograded, usually because of that Cheshtabal being high, because now the Shadbala overall being higher than normal, the ability of this malefic planet to deliver results is increased. Now, whether or not Saturn's impact in your chart through the transits retrograde will be positive or negative will highly be dependent on the score, on the strength, on the dignity of Saturn in your natal chart. Now, again, I cannot be giving you general indications on that front. Very crudely speaking, somebody might say that an exalted Saturn in most of the charts or in the charts where it is a yoga karaka planet like that for Libra is usually delivering good results. But I have noticed that people with exalted Saturn in Libra or in other zodiacs as well, they tend to struggle with their lives even in their Saturn dasha antardashas in sadesatis. Now why is that? Because you've got to understand that what is the dignity? Is it direct? Is it retrograde? What is the Shadbala of your planet? How is it positioned? What house, what placement? And based on that, within the particular sign, what kind of points he is getting within Pisces, for example, if he is transiting right now, what sort of points he is getting. And thereby you will be able to derive a much more comprehensive understanding. However, since it is my fiduciary responsibility to share a generalized perspective which can have an overarching effect, I will be talking during the course of this video to give you a sense that what you should anticipate. But the accurate measure of it will come through if you are able to analyze your natal version as well. I hope, folks, you get a perspective of what I'm trying to say here. And now we should just deep dive to see what sort of a impact you will see with this transit, folks. So, Capricorns, Saturn happens to be your Lagna Lord. And if you are watching this from a Capricorn moon sign perspective, he is your Rashi Lord as well. And not just your first house, Saturn also rules your second house. And being the Lord of the first and the second, placed in Pisces in your third house, he is retrograded there. Now, Saturn's retrogression, being your Lagna Lord or Rashi Lord, becomes crucial. It is important for you to understand how it is going to be impacting you. But you also have to understand that Saturn is considered to be a malefic. And in general, a malefic which is not known for giving amazing outcomes is going to be giving much better results for you folks when compared to most of the other zodiac signs. Of course, unless until we are talking it to be a Yoga Karaka planet, like for a Libra. Now, Saturn is getting retrograded and he is going to be pivoting towards, moving towards, or at least appear towards moving towards Rahu or the sign of Aquarius itself. This will have a multiple fold impact. One, you have to understand when the Lagna Lord is placed in the third house in transit, this is a period that is going to demand lot of courage. It is going to demand self-belief, hard work, execution, commitment towards your family members, towards your siblings specifically, interest in older hobbies, But a retrogression gives a multiplier effect because the cheshta bal of the planet is increased. And I was alluding to this earlier as well, that cheshta bal is like a part of Shadbala. You have to see your natal Saturn's strength as to what sort of a dignity it is placed in. Understand the gravitas of this transit for you. But in general, I anticipate that Saturn will in retrogression be delivering positive outcomes for you. Now, first and foremost, when Lord is getting retrograded in the third house, there is going to be an enormity. There is going to be an expansion in self belief, in the ability to put that hard work. You will gain, thanks to the blessings of Saturn, immense amount of courage, immense amount of self belief, power, strength to put it into your efforts, to reflect it in your karma, to execute in your day to day activities. That discipline is going to be multiplying for you in the next few weeks, in the next few months to follow, all the way up till November end. Then the second bit is that because he is in getting in retrogression and somewhere or the other, Rahu's impact cannot be in isolation. In astrology, things work in conjunction, they work in combinations, they work in yogas. And Rahu is that significator of technology. He's the significator of, in modern day era, AI. Why am I alluding to this? See, as an educated astrologer, my goal should be keeping you upbeat with what's happening in the market as well. And because this is transit, the market impact is going to reflect into your day-to-day life. So you will realize that somewhere or the other during this phase of transit, at a mundane level, there will be tremendous impact coming in from an AI revelation perspective. But your interest, your efforts, your learnings, your discovery, your hard work and efforts will also be going in this direction. Say you are a student, you will have to grab those pockets of information and see what fits in terms of how you educate yourself. You could be as well a marketing person, nowhere related to technology, but marketing is also happening through agentic AI in the modern world. You are having AI SDRs who are running the gigs. You see how the shift is happening. People who are creating their YouTube channels, because third house is the house of expression, mass communication, who are on Instagram, you will be enabling and consuming those tools. So if you are a business person watching this video, self-employed professional, employed in a job any which where, or a student, a homemaker, you will see that adoption trickle into your life. You will see that shift come in your life and you will have to learn new things. It will be an uncomfortable shift to begin with. But the beautiful part for you, Capricorns, it's happening is that this retrogression of Saturn, this enormity of strength, that obnoxious self-belief is going to be coming a difficult house like a third house. So I see this as a beautiful transit for you folks. In my mind, this is going to be a pivot for you, an opportunity where you will be putting in your efforts, you will be putting in new learnings, new hobbies, exploring yourself in terms of understanding new things related to technology. You will have to embed that during the course of these 5 months. Saturn from here is going towards a shift on the second. It means that responsibilities that you have towards your family members, towards their needs, their desires, their goals will become now your objective, your needs. And you will have to put in efforts in terms of accomplishing those goals as well. You will have to put in that additional amount of energy to tackle the problems of your family members. Now, for some of you, if the dignity of Saturn is not bad, it could also mean that you will have to pick in fights. You might have to tackle unhappy situations in terms of dealing of problems within the families. You might have to negotiate on certain areas. You might have to overcome the challenge with your family members itself. So that is the negative flip side of the same movement, the same transit of Saturn. This will also be a period where you'll have to be cautious with respect to your food habit. It could all go for a toss, or you could become too interested in terms of pursuing that on a day-to-day basis. So your food could be a shift. And this is also a period, folks, where you will put exorbitant amount of efforts, enhance your gains, to enhance your income, to enhance your money sources. Wealth in general, in the form of knowledge, in terms of materialism, in terms of happiness, could increase for you with your own effort itself. It could get magnified. I wouldn't be surprised if many of you Capricorns could be holding an event, could be holding some sort of an activity at your place of residence. So Saturn's retrograded aspect is going to bring into culmination that third house energy towards the second, towards your wealth, towards your family, towards your food, towards your principles. This is also going to be a period where, from your siblings' perspective, they might find something challenging, or it could be that you might have to support them in some shape or form. Please be open towards that. There will be some kind of activities that will come into fruition, especially work related, where your involvement is required within your neighborhood. You might have to engage with people, do something for your society. In fact, it will be a remedy if things are not working out. Start supporting any cleanliness campaign, any kind of community related activities, doing something in the park, organizing some sort of an event. In fact, so many festive activities will also happen during this time duration. So there will be a tremendous opportunity for you to actually engage yourself in those areas and build a rapport amongst people around you. At the same time, this Saturn is giving retrograded aspects to your fifth house, ninth house, and your 12th house. Work related to any kind of foreign elements, foreign entities, import export related activities, travel to a place far away from your current location, all of them can get materialized. However, during the course of such activities, you will see that something more is needed. Unnecessary delay could happen in your travel. Some sort of a unexpected situation might arise in your travel, or some kind of a discomfort could come during such long distance journeys too. But fear not, they will give you some lack of peace, but eventually you will be able to overcome that problem and enjoy that. The outcome of that will be positive post struggle. And Capricorns, you are hardworking guys. So I fear not, you will be able to overcome that. But I think you are mentally or emotionally prepared for that bit. It's just that I'm calling it out openly now. Then people who have seen or who are associated to those foreign elements, the possibility of you desiring, some outcome, some positive outcome, some gains through it, some income through it will be multiplied during this phase. Whatever was stuck for a long period of time, you had invested somewhere that did not pan out the way you anticipated, the stocks tanked, your investments did not deliver the outcomes that you anticipated, you had planned for immigration for some reason and it was getting stalled. Those kind of things will start materializing now for you. You had something stuck with customs, some duties were not working out, you were getting reprimanded by the government. Now you are going to see that the aspect of the 12th in a retrograded motion is going to give you some gains out of it. You are going to benefit. Saturn is in a way getting retrograded to finish that task which was left over. This is also going to be a period where you'll have to be careful with respect to your father's health. Your bosses, your seniors at workplace could find some difficulty in execution. In fact, your boss could need your support. Now, this may not be directly rewarding or materially gaining immediately for you, but I will highly recommend go beyond the job description. Say you are a self-employed person, you might see your end customers, your clients as your bosses. That is what they are. You are employed. Your manager. If you are not employed, you're a student, your teacher, your research guide. They are the ones who will need your support. And you will have to somewhere keep that personal gain in mind at the backseat and just focus on being philanthropic, on just doing the good, just extending that helping hand. Capricorns, it is going to be fruitful in the long run. I cannot promise the outcomes in the short term itself. In the short term, definitely some gains are promised for you, as I mentioned from the 12th, 11th connection perspective. But here from a 9th house connect of that retrograded aspect, I want to give you that direction. That extend your support, because your support at this time is going to go a long way in the lives of your superiors. There could be some situations where your moral compass could get tested. Whether or not you are tempted, are you driven by some sort of greed? That principle, that self-belief that you have in you will be tested. It will bring you in situations where many of you might plan to do any kind of pilgrimages, any kind of travel to, places of worship, places of like a temple, mosque, church in a faraway location. Good opportunity for you if you've been trying to plan anything of that sort. This is going to be an opportunity for you to materialize those kind of travels. That kind of a vacation will come into play. There is a possibility you might also end up taking vacation to a place where you have already been through. You might just want to relive that nostalgia and reconnect with your roots or reconnect to that place. So many of you who are immigrants, and when I say immigrants, it's not just cross country. Within your own country itself, you could be residing and working far away from your own original place. These months will give you an opportunity to go and connect with your roots, to discover, maybe in the form of the needs that I was connecting with the second house to your family members, that they might need you to be around. Please be watchful with respect to the health of your father during this period, Capricorn. That is something I would want to highlight. Now, this Saturn will also be giving an aspect to your fifth house, and it's a retrograded aspect that is coming into play. So, I would want to here give some word of caution, degree of caution, that your investments, if there is something which is not exorbitant, something which is not pressing, you might want to take a pause for some time, and you might want to just revisit it. If you have to still go through that investment, you might want to revisit what you've planned for, because that is going to be crucial. I think the position of Venus is looking decent in the month of July, but he will be shifting places. And as we go through the monthly readings, I will highlight on that bit as well. Well, for you, Capricorns, please be watchful with respect to not being speculative at all. Speculative tendencies is like the temptations that I was alluding to earlier, and you will be tested on that. That could become loss making. If anything has been planned in place for a long duration of time, you've been putting a structure to it, there is a due diligence research that you've done, it should materialize positively. This is also going to be a period where unexpected confusion with respect to communication to your loved ones, towards your children, towards your romantic affairs might come into play. You might not be meaning to say anything negative, but you could get misconstrued with your messaging with your own kids, with your romantic partner. So you will have to again be watchful as to how you are articulating your thought process, because there could be too much of a directness, sternness in your speech. You might not be in a mode to sugarcoat things and be creative about it. So please be watchful on that area as well. But at the same time, this is going to be a period where you would prefer adopting more traditional of an approach than being too creative. People who are doing their own gigs, people who are engaged in social media activities of some kind, please don't go over the board in terms of any kind of experiments in this phase. Those experiments might not pan out well for you unless and until you have an advisory team which is equipped well, hopefully from different zodiac sign, which is enabling you to do that. Because your ideas, if kept traditional, if kept to the original sense, will deliver much better outcome for you than you do thinking out of the box at this point in time. That opportunity will come post the retrogression. This is going to be a period where you invest your energies in terms of learning those new things. Say you want to disrupt the way you are doing marketing for your company, for your enterprise, for your own self. You might want to research during this phase. You might want to deep dive and understand that what is your competition doing, understand them, and prepare a plan through the course of this, because you are going to be extraordinary in terms of putting your effort during this time. So this is a period for preparation. This is a time for readiness. And the activities that were not rewarded earlier, Capricorn, you will find that the rewards will trickle down during this period. So continue to prepare, continue to put your foot forward positively. Emotionally, I think you will feel strong enough. There will be requirements towards your family members where you could feel as if you're getting drained or you are getting too focused around it. It is required at this point in time. But overall, health wise, you seem to be doing okay. You will do well with respect to your targets, with respect to your work, with respect to your career. If you watch out on some of the caveats, I think this retrograde is going to pan out much positively for you. If you have enjoyed watching this video, Capricorn, please smash on that like button, subscribe to the Astrology, leave your comments, tell me what did you like and what you did not. And we will try to cover in the, in the August monthly reading. But till then, thank you for watching. Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Mahadev.